Welcome, mobile learners at Caldwell High School. How are you doing, Cougs? Today we're going to get started and we're going to look at how to create an MLA research paper in Google Docs. Right now you're looking at my desktop. I'm working in a Mac environment, but this will of course work in any environment because Google Docs is a web-based system. So we're going to open up our browser. I'm using Firefox. You can see I already have my Google account open, and this is my Google Gmail account. Up at the top we have several options of apps that we can utilize, and we're going to click on Google Drive. When you go to Google Drive, it gives us access to several different apps that are encased within Google Drive. You have not only a file management system where you can store online your files, but we have Document, which is like Word. We have Presentation, which is like PowerPoint. Spreadsheet, which is like Excel. Form is kind of a database thing, might be comparable to Access. And then also a drawing program that's kind of neat as well. We're going to be working with Document because we're going to create a research paper. So when we click on Document, we're going to create this new document. Immediately comes up is the workspace that Google utilizes. It sort of looks like an older version of Word, and then you'll see that some of the things that are available in Word aren't available here, but for free this is well worth it. First thing I always try to do is change the title of my document. Click up here on Untitled Document. Let's change this to MLA Research Paper. And we got a new name. Now we're going to set up the format. And in MLA, your margins all have to be at 1 inch, and you can see that these are already done and set at 1 inch. Most instructors like to see a font of Times New Roman, so I click on the font bar, and then they want to see a size of 12. And generally that's what is expected in MLA format. Now remember, you have this top margin, which is this header margin, this header section, and you can go and look at that. You can go to Insert, and you could go down to Header, and in MLA over here to the far right goes our last name and the page number. So we'll use this right align button and click it to move the cursor to the far right. Enter in your last name, and then a space, and then again we'll go back to Insert, and we'll insert the page number at the top of the page right there in that location. Now notice this took us back to the Arial font, so we want to make sure that's in the same font as the rest of our paper. So I'm going to highlight that, click it, take it to Times New Roman, and then size 12. So now I've set up the header. Now I need to set up the heading of my paper. So I'll double click down here back in the body to return to the body. And remember that in MLA paper everything is double spaced. So see this button, this line spacing button, I will click on that. Go to 2.0 to make sure that it's set for double space. The first thing in the heading is going to be my name, or the student name. And in this case I'm the student, so Mark Winkleman. But also I am the instructor, so the instructor's name would go in the next line, Mr. Winkleman. And then the class, in this case the class is Cougar Mobile Learning. And then today's date. And you always want to write out the date. You never want to just put in the numbers. So in this case, today is July, and it is the 23rd, 2013. Hit enter, and now I'm going to center the next line for my title. My title is MLA, which stands for Modern Language Association. And we'll put that as a title. Next line, I want to go back. I'm going to go back to here and use my left align. Now remember that every paragraph is half-inch indented, and I can use my ruler to do that. If I grab just the top part of this and drag it over to the half-inch mark, one more notch, now every one of my paragraphs will be indented as I begin to type. This is the beginning. So that's how you set up an MLA paper and format.